Good morning. Nice to see everyone. Everyone's logging on. Um, quick little
Good
chit
morning.
chat. Morning. I'm seeing a lot of notes in the reminder article this morning that like this is like a meeting time for people. Like there was just a lot more people that I noticed that said, I've got conflicts. Do you think it's just the week of leading up to the holidays or because we're in the holidays, or do you think this is generally not a time that we love?
It's a pretty standard meeting time, I feel
Okay.
like, at least
Okay.
for where I am, 9:30.
Oh, so
So,
you're Midwest. Yeah. We play with different times just
hmm
because of different time zones. And so, 7:30, I'm in LA, so this is 7:30, but for I think somebody like overseas, it's like after work. So I guess my question is it do we like more of the afternoons? Is that a better like the afternoon evening for everybody? You can either comment, I'm seeing nods. Jeanette, I saw your nod. Bill, it's nice to see your face, my man. And Ryan, I love your sweater. Gold stars. Any thoughts? Yeah.
I
Oh,
kind
so
of like
Stephanie.
either. I mean,
Yeah, you
honestly,
do.
I think it's just going to be
Okay.
different for everybody.
Okay. Okay. We'll keep moving it around, but I just wanted to throw it out there. Um, as long as we're group chatting as well, I wanted to give anybody in the group that's in their first, let's say, 2 to 4 weeks. Um, if anybody needs a little extra support navigating the app, questions on the programming, I do want to jump into form checks. That seems to be a great system for us here. But just to kind of get a sense if anybody's like, dude, I'm really getting stuck on blank. Does anybody have that going on? Okay, I'm seeing all your notes. Keep going over here. I'll read them. And if you don't want to speak up, you can always use the chat. I always like to throw it out there. Okay. Um, Great, Tish. So you can either, when you have an issue, you can tag any one of us coaches, like, hey, and just do it in the article that's most recent for that day to say, hey, at Jen, this is what's going on with the tracker. This is what I'm noticing in the app. We have been doing a lot of updates, so just make sure you're fully updated. That's always for any app. That's always my go-to. I just make sure I'm fully updated. Is it where it's not tracking properly, or because you can also always submit in the settings a customer service ticket, just saying, hey, this is what we're seeing and this is what I'm experiencing. And we're
okay,
really on top of those tickets.
okay.
Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Tom, I saw your moment. Great. Yeah, you guys would be very happy to know that when you guys send in customer service tickets, we're the ones that answer them. It doesn't go to an AI bot. It goes to us, and we and Ketchel
I've
handles a
never
lot of them.
submitted
But be
one.
kind. Well, oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah. I believe it. Well, now that I'm looking, does anybody actually know? Let's do a team think on this. Where does anybody has anybody submitted a ticket and
Susie,
knows
where do
the
you
actual?
go?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Melanie. Melanie's got a hand up. She's gonna help.
Several.
Go ahead. Oh, unmute a second, Mel.
There we go. Yeah, early on I had an issue and they were all over it. And it's always really helpful. It's
Yeah.
impressive.
Where did you submit? Isn't that terrible that I don't know that but I also if I got a problem I just text catch. I have a cell phone number. Is it
Yeah.
customer service at the Arnold's Pump Club?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I think there's a tab there now
that's what I thought. Yeah.
that they added.
I see. I just want to make sure I get this so Tish knows and
So it's on the starting screen on
thank
the
you.
button. Scroll down and then
Ah, bless you. Thank you. Okay, so Tish, on your home screen, the very far left bottom icon, it
I don't,
says like where
I
your
never
workouts are.
scroll.
Well, girl, you're about to. So just scroll.
I'm like, whoa, there's stuff at the bottom.
Yeah, listen, I find little Easter eggs every day I'm in here. I'm like, oh, this is cool. They really thought this through. Remember, guys, push-ups, sit-ups, motivation. The tech side is another world. Okay, so it's at the very bottom if anybody has that. And that's for your friend referrals. Thank you, Cece, for mentioning that. So, okay, great. Got that going. Tom, I saw that you're new. Welcome. I'm glad you're sitting in. And I'm seeing all your moments on this. Okay, so for anybody that's new, because I do have some newcomers and I haven't really fully introduced myself, I'm Jen Wiederstrom. I'm one of the coaches here. I've been here for just under a year. And it's definitely my favorite thing to do. I love coaching. I love working with people through strength and through movement. And it's an opportunity not only for us to connect as humans and find support and community, which in my opinion is the number one thing that keeps people at their healthiest. It's that ability to keep coming back. And you've got to find coaches that are good at that, that say, I actually like this person. This person I learned from. This person makes this easier for me. This person motivates me. That's what I think we do so well at the Pump, because there's a lot of programs out there. There's a lot of health advice out there. The advice that you will continue to follow is the advice that works. And so I think that's why we have so much success here. And I think I just love being someone that you guys keep coming back to see. I've had a history of training. I've done this for over 20 years. I've worked from professional athletes to people that have 100 plus pounds to lose. So I have quite a wide range of knowledge as far as helping people and getting people either started or started again. I've even just started coaching at USC, the University of Southern California, working with college kids. So it's just what I flippin' love to do. So you will, if you're new, save my @. It's just @Jen Wiederstrom. I'm great at answering questions. I'm in a lot of the groups. I'm here to support you. Okay. What we tend to do on these calls is now we start with the Zoom check. So I'm going to jump right into there. What that means is during the week, if there's a movement in your programming that you're working on or progressing on, and you want some coaches' eyes on, that's what it's for. You submit the video. We always leave you a Dropbox link to do that. And then myself and Coach Nick go through them. And you'll see there's a lot of people here that are here watching and listening and learning that didn't submit a video. It's because there's a lot of value in watching somebody else's learning process, because you'll pick up cues. I look at this as like a group class. Like maybe I see Melanie doing something with her shoulder, but I teach the whole class that through her, and then she becomes our muse for the day. So it's really great. Okay, so I'm going to get into that. And then there were some submissions in the app and the little reminder email today. So I'm going to get through that. Mindy, I saw your question about bench press. So I can't wait to see that. Jeannette, I saw that you submitted your deadlift video, so I'll get through all of that and we'll do it together. Props to the handful of you that are like getting your steps in while you're doing this call. I love this. And also, big thumbs up to people playing hooky from work. Those are my favorites. You got to keep your screen off and my sound off. Like, that's fine and stay muted, but I love that you're here. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to jump right into it.
All three from say
Okay. And one other request. So as I go through this, just for sound quality, if I'm not talking to you, you're not talking to me, just mute your screen because it keeps background noise down. Oh my God, Andre, you're here. You're playing hooky. I thought you couldn't make it. Nice, man.
Oh, just now. I'm just dropping. I'm just going to the doctor right now. So
Okay.
So I'll see if I can pop in later.
Okay, all good. You know I'll be here. Okay.
Yeah, you'll miss my coaching too.
Okay.
All right, see ya.
All right. I'm going to max out my screen. I am going to guess we're doing lunges.
That's me, Jen.
I can't see who me is because I got the big screen on, but
Roscoe.
Oh, what's up, man? Good to see you. Okay,
Good to
so
see you.
I actually really love the placement of the camera. So I do like it a little farther back because I like to see what your shoulders are doing. But actually, from this angle, when my screen kind of gets quiet, I can see the angle. So I like the position about 80%. What I'd like to see, I don't mind that your knee is drifting over your toe a little bit, but I do mind that your back leg is a closed hip. So if I took a little like chalkboard, like a pencil, it would draw a line. You'd see an angle like this and an angle like that. And that's a closed hip angle. And if the hip is closed, it means your cute little butt cheek over there is not switching on. And we need the cheeks to be squeezed. Guys, if you don't squeeze your butt now, no one's going to want to squeeze it later. Okay. So what we need, Roscoe, is we need I want your back leg. I love the front leg. This is party all the time, right?
Okay.
The back leg, I want you to slide back even, let's try 4 inches to 6 inches. You're not, these adjustments, guys, I don't want you to move a mile. I want you to move a foot, right? Make small adjustments. And what that's going to do, that's going to bring your foot to here, which will bring your knee to here, right?
Right.
And that you'll probably feel some tightness in the front of your quad and your hip, which is totally cool. We teach it and preach it all the time here. Strength training is mobility because you are putting your body through collapsed positions, right? And open positions under tension, which neurologically is creating this great opening in the muscle tissue and the joints. So I want you to move that back, drop the leg down. You're going to be able to turn your glute on a bit more, which means you're going to get a lot more out of this. I bet you're feeling mostly quad, which great. We love the quads, but I want you to feel glutes as well. The other thing I see, and it's tough with this angle, your feet look like they're kind of like this, like almost like in a straight line. Open your feet a little bit. I like to keep, if this is hips width apart from my feet, I step back and stay hips width apart. I see a lot of people start here and go here.
Right.
See what I mean? Okay. So just make sure you keep some width in your stance all the way through the movement, and drop that foot back when you're dropping in the lunge.
What's happening to my right foot at the very end? Watch it.
What I see is movement.
It lifts up.
Yeah. All it means is your feet are turned off, man. So guys, if your feet are on, let's get to the right spot. Oh, hold on. Boop. This is what he's talking about. Boom. Yeah. See how, so now what's happening is he's kind of rolling to the side of your foot. If you're sitting right now or standing, Roscoe, and everybody should do it with us, everybody kind of wiggle their feet, wiggle their toes and their shoes, or I have my slippers on because I'm at home, but like wiggle, right? And then I want you to like stop and just grab with your toes on the ground, like create a grip. And what you should be doing is you should be gripping the floor with your toes. And all that's happening is since you're relaxing your feet, it's starting to kind of loosen the tension in your foot, which is why the foot rolls off to the side. And it's not just in your last one, Roscoe. You can see it in every rep. There's a little waffling. Your foot's like, I'm not sure what I'm doing up here, right?
Yeah.
So connect that. When you step that back, just kind of like grip that front leg, and that's going to go away, and you're going to feel more stable, and you'll be able to go up and wait. Cool?
Cool. Thank you.
Great submission. Yeah, learning a lot. Okay. Ooh, double video. All right, Roscoe, here we go. Clearly, we're doing overhead tricep extensions. This looks gorgeous. I can tell you've been watching my other videos of coaching. Your hips are above your knees, which I love. I love this straight angle. A lot of times we'll see it being a little closed. I think Ben was always kind of a little closed in here, but you'll realize, and Coach Nick says it, I steal it from him, a long muscle is a strong muscle. So you've got great length to your thoracic spine and into your arms. And so what happens is when Roscoe bends, look at that stretch in that tricep. This is gorgeous. I really don't have any advice except to probably go heavier.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. One other nuance I like to teach around any kind of tricep extension is I always think about, like, I don't just think about straightening my elbows. I think about kind of, can I get the end of the dumbbell to touch the ceiling? Think about stretching the muscle, like reaching versus just straightening the elbows. It'll get you deeper into the muscle. I would like your head supported. I haven't even hit play, but
Okay.
I want your head on the edge of the bench.
On the bench.
Okay, so we're doing tricep skull crushers.
Right.
Yeah. So if your head is supported, you're going to feel a bit better, I think, throughout. This is just a really exposed position for your neck. I'd rather have the energy of the work right in those triceps and a bit more in your core. So I'm going to hit play. I do see the angle you're hitting. Are these just flat bench or are these supposed to be angled tricep extensions?
It's flat.
Okay. Well, I got to tell you though, you're doing it on accident. I love this little bit of angle that Roscoe's giving us. See how his elbows don't move? He does not collapse this angle. He stays completely committed to that 90, if not almost 100-degree angle. I like that your little pass. So I want this exact thing, but just bring your head to the bench and squeeze your butt a little bit more because you'll just get more abs involved. This looks awesome though, because like look at how the rib cage goes up. I don't mind that, but just squeeze your abs a little bit more. Because I actually like some of the arch, but what's happening is with the arch, you're leaving muscle on the table over here. So bring your rib cage down a little bit by
Okay.
squeezing your butt. Does that make sense to you? It's kind of a specific nuance, but if you connect your ribs to your abs a little more, you'll feel more stretch in your triceps, which is what we want.
Should my back be flat against the bench then?
A little more flat. A little
little
more flat. Yeah. Give it a try. Guys, a lot of lifting is based on your personal anatomy. I always reference pumping iron. I see what Arnold was doing, and some of those ranges, they're incredible. But like those are the ranges that he found that worked for his body. So anatomy is really personal. It's very the three bears, too hot, too cold, just right. So Roscoe, and for anybody that's like playing with these lifts, do a couple reps with your back completely flat. Do a couple reps with a bigger arch. Do a couple reps in the middle and be like, where am I working the most tricep? And that's your answer, honestly.
Jen, this is great feedback. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you bet. Okay, Rodrigo, we got a seated rear fly. Let's see if I can catch this angle. Yes. Pausing. I want to point out how much I absolutely love his seated position. I love this is a taller person. His hips are higher than his knees. Really important for kind of stacking your body up properly for a great load. If the hips are lower and the knees are higher, we tend to round, and it's really hard to reverse fly if you have a rounded back. So Rodrigo, first and foremost, great position. And I love how the weights go right under his hamstrings. That's pretty great. Now, I don't mind that there's a little round here, okay? We round naturally in positions all day long. Think about picking up your dog. Think about picking up your dog's poop. Anything, right? Like think about kids. Think about like Costco. We always have a little round. So don't get worried about this. But what I do like seeing is he comes up. You see him lift up on the hinge. The back is pretty straight. I'm missing a little of this top angle, Rodrigo. But what I did see, let's let it play through. His head, see how tucked? I'm going to shut. So Rodrigo, what I'd like to do, boom. See how tucked the head is? So it's almost forcing a really harsh angle here, which is going to force this to go a little bit higher into trap. So what I'd want Rodrigo to do is just as he's reverse flying, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop sharing and show. Can we put me on big screen, Noah, so I can do a little demo? There we go. So what we need, and just forgive my little saddle here, we want, like, I like that he's down here. This seat's a little high, but he's tucking the chin, and so he's going into a lot into his traps like this. So I just want my eyes kind of like, it can be a slight downward angle, like where a wall would meet the floor. But, I would want like this position. And you can see I'm getting way more of my back muscles versus rounding and going just traps. Now you are going to get traps in a reverse fly, but if you really hyper tuck your chin like that, it's not going to put you in the position to hit all the muscles that we want. Okay. That's the best way I can say it. Thank you for that, Noah. By the way, snaps to Noah for always doing everything we need him to. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. Joanna, it says first Eve front squat. Maybe it's first ever front squat. Do we get to do this with her? I'm going to translate that. Cool, Jim. I like this. Turn the volume down just a little bit. I wish I could see your feet, Joanna, but what I'm seeing, if this is truly your first front squat, man, I'm impressed. So a couple things that I'm loving. I love where I can't see her hands, but you can see that she's got almost a 90-degree angle here, which is great. Front squats are tricky because the idea is we're holding it up on that front rack, which can often be uncomfortable for a lot of people. But I'm seeing that the angle's good, but it almost seems as though, oh, there we go, even better. Yeah. So watch what happens. She's going. Good hinge. Look at the elbow still staying high. That's pretty gorgeous. The depth looks good. Now we all see a little collapse here. I'm not too worried about that. With any front squat, it takes a little time to get stronger in that mid back. I see strong hips. I see a lot of effort. I see great, what I call contrast in her body. But Joanna, we're going to work on getting a little tighter between your shoulder blades. And that will come with time. The great thing about lifting is the more you lift, the better you get. So I would just keep doing this as you are doing and keep loading. The barbell will teach you. But look at that hip position. She's below parallel. Now, here's where it gets interesting and that I want to point out. She's at the bottom. She's dropped all the way. Joanna, this is really awesome. But does everybody see how the barbell has traveled off of her shoulders? You can see some space right here. And that's what I want to point out. For anybody front squatting, I use a Swiffer at home for my newbies because this is what works. If we're starting, technically, I could let go of my hands and the barbell wouldn't move because this is where it's sitting, okay? And if anybody is struggling to learn front squats because of the angle, you can literally front squat. We call these like Frankensteins or mummies. What do we call these mummies? Then we do I Dream of Genies to keep it up. And then full go is like this. So what I'm seeing in Joanna, she's doing great. She gets to the bottom, and to compromise, she's bringing the bar away from her shoulders, which really brings the weight of the bar forward. So the key is just really keeping vertical on that upper spine. Now, when I squat, I do two things, okay? When I front squat. One, I set my brace, and then I think about floating my rib cage vertical. So I think up on the way down, okay? So think with your upper body, create some length in your spine, up on the way down. The other thing, it's a nuance, but it's really important. Thanks, Nana. I'm glad you came. I think there's a misconception that front squats push into your throat. I almost never touch my throat to the bar, and I'm going to teach you how. In college, when I was lifting really heavy, I would literally pass out because it would be against my carotid artery, and I would like, ugh. My coach is like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know, front squatting, right? So you can see it from the side. So it's going to sit on your shoulders here. And I'll do it like this. If you're pushing your neck into the bar, that's really uncomfortable, and you're going to naturally want to drop it off your throat. What I do, I start here. I get my front rack. It's already off. And as I start to drop, I think about my chin being like a drawer, and I just close the drawer. So position 1, position 2. You might feel a little contact, but if everybody just does, you pull your neck back. Now you've got that freedom off the bar, And if you feel your neck shoving in, it probably just means your chest is dropping. So really play with that. Get your front squat position, set your brace, and just tuck that chin back a little bit. Okay? And it's a really great way to create some alignment and strengthen your spine. These are little advanced nuances, but really worth talking about. Joanna, you should feel good about these, especially if this is your first ever front squat. That's pretty darn good. I'm so glad there's no footage of me doing my first front squats. All right, let's see it, Andre. We're doing, looks like a one-arm row. Yep. So by the way, I just want to point out how much I love this position when it comes to one-arm rows. I call this a 3-point stance because his hand is what, 0.1, the feet are 0.2 and 0.3, 3-point stance. I love this kind of like football player start because as he starts to row, you're going to see the weight's going to kind of pull him down on a downward angle, and it's really going to work his side core here. It's a nice anti-rotational exercise for men and women. It's amazing. Andre, it looks amazing. One thing I'm going to be really picky about, can everybody see how his shoulder is kind of closed off? What's happening as he rows to get higher, the shoulder stays closed, the elbow goes high. What I'd rather see, great stretch at the bottom though. This is gorgeous. And that's what I really like because you have this length in your lat being recruited. You have all of this muscle being exposed. And this is really awesome. And for any women that's listened, that's been pregnant, this is a great way to help start to recollect. And I don't care if your kids are 20 years old. What babies do to our bodies are very real. So it really helps create some security around that circumferential waist. So I love this position for women. And so what happens though is he gets the top and see how he's almost pulling the dumbbell to his armpit and his shoulders closed. Here's what I want to see. So Andre looks like this, and I want to see this. Everybody look at the difference right here. Jen, Andre. Jen, Andre. They're so similar, but what it's going to give you is access to more back muscle. And you can see part of what I'm doing is my angle. When I do a single arm row, I'm pulling towards my hip, like very like sassy hip. Okay. I want it here where if you pull too high, you have nowhere to go but to close the angle of your shoulder. I'm so glad, Amelie, you laughed at me. That was really, I saw one big laugh out of Amelie and it made the joke worth it. Okay. So that's what I want, towards the hip. And you're going to feel that you can move more weight and maybe you won't be able to go as high, but that's okay. It's high enough. So really start to, Andre, make sure you're pulling towards your hip a little bit more and keep that chest plate open. Okay. I always say this, like if you want a big chest, you better have a big back, right? Strong enough to keep that chest plate open. You bet, Roland. Thanks for coming, honey. All right, I'm gonna try to pick up my speed a little bit here. Okay, great, Jonathan, bench press. It's thinking. Let me pop out and try again. Oh. Is it my Wi-Fi? No. Not sure. Maybe the video had trouble loading. I'm just going to pause it. So this isn't a really important thing to point out. Jonathan, you've been working so hard and so consistently. So first of all, props to you. What I'm seeing is a lack of depth. So Jonathan's you're not getting the bar all the way down, which tells me this bar is too heavy. We want full range, protect that full range. And part of what's happening is I think the barbell's drifting a little bit too high. So I would just say, Jonathan, everything's good. Drop off those 5 pounds on either side. let the barbell hit just a little lower. I always like it like between like, like nipples and like the bottom of your pec line. That's a really, really great target for everybody bench pressing. Okay. For women, think about your bra line because our nipples move around. So think about the base of your bra line and press up. But I like that your feet are planted. I like that you're secured and the bench and not squiggling around. But drop the weight, drift the bar, and get that full depth. Okay, Ben. Oh, more front squats. Fantastic. Loving the flag. Great setup. Hands are even. And he's giving his commentary because it hurts the hands. Okay. What's up, Ben? This is great. I have a couple things to say. One, so if you missed his commentary, he goes, "It hurts the hands. It hurts the hands." So part of what's happening, I actually think, Ben, I think your hands are too close. I grip outside here so my elbows can come through. This is what it should look like in your front rack position. Ben's you're grabbing a little too tight, man. So you're stuck here and you can see like, I don't really have anywhere to go. Now there's too wide as well. But what's happening is he's feeling extra pressure on his wrist because his hands are a little bit too wide. So I like to look at the bar, guys, and these like the bar is smooth in the middle, and then it kind of gets to like a little grainy and gritty. That's where I put like the edge, like pretend the seam is that edge. I put my finger in that edge. I stretch my hand on each side. And that's how I know I'm identically even and my hands are the right length for my body. So Ben, I would open up your hands. I also think your rack is too high. I'd like you to drop one hole because you can see when you get off the rack, you're already pretty straightened out and you have a hard time getting it off the rack. It's just too high. So please drop that one. But I gotta tell you what, that's a pretty darn gorgeous front squat. I like his vertical position. I like his elbows. I like his knees pressing out. I like the effort on his face. I like the context of your core. Dude, everything looks awesome. I can't see the left foot, but it looks like both your heels are down. So this is awesome. I would just say maybe have a little more positive self-talk when you're squatting. It might feel easier. And open up those hands. Okay. Oh, good, Jonathan. Another submission. We've talked about tricep extensions before. This is better than last time. So great improvement. But what I see, this is a tricep exercise, and I see a lot of movement in your shoulders. Okay, so look at there we go. Look at how much your shoulders go up and down. A little movement's okay. This looks like a little too much. So I would say you're not far off. I like the control, but I would just take it down one brick or two and really keep your shoulders down and pressing through the tricep. Because if other muscles have to compensate in order for you to perform the movement, it's just a little too high. And I love going heavy, but it's better to make sure you're doing it positionally correct before you go too much heavier. But great improvement, Jonathan. So much less body movement on you. Really like it. All right, Mellie, what do we got? I see a 70-pound dumbbell. I see two 70s. Oh my God, what is she going to do? Got to be an RDL or a dead.
Yeah, it's RDLs.
Yep. Oh, great. Okay, good. There you are. By the way, guys, she's using straps. I highly recommend them if your grip isn't strong enough for what your legs and butt can do. Yeah. Oh, good. And you got the Chuck Taylors on. Yep. This is pretty darn perfect, guys. The key to an RDL is not how low Mellie can go. It's about how far back her ass can get. And what she's doing is she's creating this great reach of her hips And so I mean, you can just see, look at her hamstring bump, look at the booty. Like this is a great posterior chain system. So this is awesome. The feet are planted, the arms are long. The only thing I'm going to be extra picky about, and it's very minor. Let's see if I can get it right here. I would just, yeah, my screen's about to clear a second. Mel, you're really reaching up with your neck, right? The only thing I would do, I think you're kind of going up this way. I would make your neck a little straighter. So I would just gently tuck your chin. It's like any deadlift. Like this is an RDL, a Russian deadlift, a Romanian deadlift. A deadlift's a deadlift. Tuck that chin in a little bit, and it will. I just think it's a stronger position. But I don't really have any other notes. This is 140 pounds in your hands. I love it. What was this a set of?
Sorry?
How many reps was in this set?
I think this was just the 3.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. Like I love when you have these sets of 3s and 4s and maybe even 5s, like this is the output we want. Everything you got. But what I really like is the last rep looked as good as the first rep, even though it was harder for you. This was great. This was awesome. I just literally want you to tuck that neck a little bit, but
Great.
perfect. Yeah,
Great.
probably
Thank you.
one of the best RDLs I've seen. Yeah. By the way, I love that Ted put his group name at Computer Nerd. Thank you, because it helps me find you guys in the app as well. Well, you don't look like a computer nerd to me. This is awesome. Great tension. Elbows stay up. I see the work in his whole body. The only thing, the only thing I'd say is like, Ted, and for everybody, these are awesome reps, but like I would take a little more time in between each rep because it's going to set you up better as the bar continues to get heavier. This looked like a set of 6, but like for me, I'm any kind of squatting, dumbbells, barbells, it doesn't matter. I'll do dumbbells, right? If I'm squatting, right, I've got this here. Let's say I take a breath. So just take that time to reset, to gather your breath, to refocus. Because I said, as that barbell climbs and you're on that pattern, sometimes we chase a pattern from a lighter barbell. And I want you practicing what the heavy bars are going to feel like. Okay. Sounds great, Jonathan. Thanks for coming. Oh, Mindy, I know. She goes, nice sneakers. I have slippers on. That's the only thing. Just there are no rules. Just take a little beat, Ted, because honestly, those I don't have any notes. I thought it looked awesome, and I liked the load you picked looked great. Like I saw the effort in your body. I saw everything working. Just give yourself a beat. All right, Guillermo. I already want his hips more underneath the bar. Okay. So Guillermo, your hips are a little bit backwards, bud. Just really get directly under the bar. Because you have a little hinge here to get that bar off the rack. So just start with those feet right under, please. Great patience. We see a lot of foot movement like we talked about with Roscoe's feet. Okay, look at the left foot moving up. Look at the right foot coming up. I got to tell you, first of all, I can't tell what kind of shoes those are. They look kind of like running shoes. That might be part of the problem. I want like a flatter, like Mellie had those Chuck Taylors on. But I love this depth. I like the knee position. I like the bracing in your butt. Like I like everything that's going on with your from your hips to your breath. I just want you to really focus, Guillermo, when you're training whether that's squatting or lunging or anything, keep those feet connected to the ground. So just grip the ground with those toes and you're going to feel stronger in your legs. Oh, big set. Yep, yep, yep. And you can see there's a little bit of wobbling. Yeah. Good, Guillermo. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, man. I want you to revisit your shoe choice. Those look like Nike runners. So just I would want like a cross trainer or a lifting shoe, or many go barefoot, and then really keep those feet connected. But great consistency. These are good. You're going to be a great swatter. All right, Tish, here we go, girl. Oh yeah, I remember you only have the curl bar at your gym. I remember. I know, it's okay. This is great. Resourceful. Wait, Tish, are these true deadlifts?
It's supposed to be.
Okay, that's what I want, because you almost return like an RDL. So one thing we're going to talk about, the position I want all of you starting in your deads on is the position of load. So that's how you know where your hips are supposed to be. And you can see that you're in this spot, and then your hips go up, 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 and then it comes off the ground. So technically, Tish, you should be starting up here, because that is your position of load, right? And it's much higher than people think, but this is correct. So we're all going to look at Tish's butt, see where it is. This is right where the weight starts to come off the ground. So now that the weight has about a 1/4 inch underneath it. Okay, I'm going to go back. This is where she's starting. Look at her butt. Twerking. Okay, I can go faster. I'm kidding. Okay, so Tish, she's like, okay, enough. So what I want you to do is you're loaded beautifully here. Guys, look at her arms. Her elbows are next to her knees. They're long, they're strong. Her chest is open. She's ready to go. She's braced. And all I want to do is take that slack out of the bar. And by the way, see what happens too? Look at how vertical your knees get. Like your shins are straight up and down. This is a beautiful start position for you for a deadlift. Okay. So you're right there. You're at 94% versus 100% perfect. You know what I mean? You're right there. Now we drive up, which was no problem for you. This looks awesome. By the way, love the Chuck Taylors again, guys. It's kind of like an it's a kind of like inside baseball conversation. They are really great flat lifter shoes because there's space for your feet to move. They're flat and they create a great relationship with the ground. So that's why I've mentioned them a couple times. But these are them. Thank you for our models. And then what's happening here, you come back down, but your knees are almost completely straight. See what's happening here? So just when you start to hinge, and I'm gonna share my screen with you in a second, you should be bending sooner, because look at, you're all the way down, and now your knees are almost completely straight. Okay? And I want your hips where they started. Okay, so I'm going to show you a system that I check in with every client and I do with myself. Okay, so you've got a barbell. It's got to be, you're starting on the ground. Let me flip the Swiffer. You're starting on the ground. My hips are at my point of pull. My shins are vertical. They'd be more vertical, but there's no weight to counterbalance me. It goes legs, hinge, hinge, legs. So that's the 4 steps, and we just mirror. So again, so we're starting in that load, right? Legs. So about the point where my bars are on my knee, unhinge, which you did great. You rehinged beautifully, but then you didn't bend your legs again. Make sense now, Tish? So when you hinge, you're like a total rock star. I just need you to bend. I just need that moment at the bottom. So legs, hinge, hinge, legs. Once you get to that leg point where there's no more hinging, and once you get to that hinge point, there's no more legs. So you're only doing one at a time. So play with that on your workup sets to start to kind of groove that pattern.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No problem. I'm seeing the question from Zoe, asking more the importance of proper shoes for strength training. Not familiar with this. Do shoes matter for weight training, body weight versus strength training? More important for heavy lifters. So, Dave, thank you for jumping in. We actually did just do a amazing APC, Arnold's Pump Club newsletter on the proper shoe wear. So I don't know if what you're comfortable with. If you want to tag me in the app, Zoe, I can get your email and I can send you the actual newsletter because it's prolific. But your high level form is this: when you have running shoes. So let me back it up. There's a reason why there's so much technology put into shoes, especially for runners, because it's creating a lot of reaction and absorption that for a lot of people that are running like these sub 2-hour marathons for that kind of distance, we don't want a lot of reaction from the ground. We want to be stable. We want to be anchored. We're not just strength training, we're creating a relationship with our ground so we can move energy through like that ground force through our bodies. Think about jujitsu or MMA fighters. They're shoeless because they need a very direct relationship with the ground. And so in my opinion, weight training is very close to that. Now, Amelie, I know you said you submitted a clean and jerk video that I'm coming to because we're using that ground relationship, moving through our hips and creating this full body movement. So these running shoes or dynamic jumping shoes are meant for a more dynamic athletic movement. And what we're trying to do is anchor and use the strength within our body. So that's why it matters. And in my opinion, especially when you're working on lifting, even if it's body weight or strength training, we want less variable with the ground so you can really recruit the right muscles and the right positions for strength training. Okay. That's my hierarching theme. Oh, thank you, Roscoe. Is this it? Pam, you guys are awesome. Okay, there we go. December 7th, Arnold Footwear Guide, but Pam put it right in here. It's the Arnold Footwear Guide PDF. Thank you, Pam. So Zoe, if you just scroll down, it's right here. And for anybody else that wants to download it, you guys rock. Thank you for helping me be a great teacher. Okay, back on track. We got more to do. But about Tish, so great. I can't wait to see where this goes. Does that make sense for everything I said? Okay. All right, Jeannette, we're doing deadlifts today. Let's see. You're a little close to the camera for me. I always like to see your feet in frame if possible, guys. But I will say, I love that I'm seeing a bigger dumbbell. Oh, these are kettlebell swings. Okay, perfect. So rule of thumb. Can you see? I mean, we can't see your hands, Jeannette, but we can see. Oh, there we go. If I let my screen. There's quite a gap between where the weight is and the top of her legs. Okay. A rule of thumb with kettlebell swings is you want the sides of your wrists to be touching your inner thighs. Okay. That's going to keep the weight loading into your hips versus because Jeannette, it's a little bit low. It's by your knees. It's going to load into your middle and lower back. Okay. So let me show. And your hip drive, everything you're doing actually the way I want you to do. But what I'd like to see instead, she had a great grip on it. You're down here and you can see this space. It should be right here. On the side, it looks like this. So my wrists outside of reach touch my inner thighs. This goes for boys too, okay? You won't hit anything precious, I promise. If you keep this distance, you're going to be safe. And you just drive up, right? This is all we got. But if you're too low, like I saw you, Jeannette, you're going to have to kind of go around the block and you're going to put it into your upper body and back, especially as you get heavier. So just use that cue, Jeannette. Bring those wrists up toward your inner thighs. and you're
I've
gonna
only
feel
been
loading.
doing it for a couple weeks, so I've
Yeah,
just been trying
no,
to practice.
exactly. That's why I'm glad you said in the video, because that's we need to see it. And now you know, just bring that weight up higher.
The
Okay.
deadlift was just a question. It wasn't like
Oh, I understand. No
it
problem,
was.
honey.
That's all it was.
Okay. Oh, yes, Dave. Dave and I have a long relationship with these, don't we, honey? Okay, so these are these cable pulley abs, and oh, I already like it better, Dave. Yes. Yeah. I mean, Dave, aren't you feeling them better this way?
Yeah,
Are you still here?
more or less. I guess I'm more wondering, like, what exactly are you looking for in the line on my hips? Is it
Yeah, before you were back here.
right?
And I love that you're up here because when you bring your center of gravity, which is your hips, up higher, it's going to put more into your core. So this is just far better. You're more extended
Okay.
here. And what I really love is this position we get. Let's see. So your rounded final this is literally poetry. All right. The whole point is this vacuumed weighted load, but I love that expression right there. So we've got a great stretch in these core muscles. And I like that you're using your arms as kind of like as an accessory. Like you're not doing this big long pull anymore because you want the work to be held here. This looks
Right.
awesome. The only thing I'd say for me, I squeeze my heels together. It creates a little more stability for me, but this is awesome. And if you want to make it even harder, hold it for a second at the bottom and release more slowly. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay.
Yeah, this is awesome. Yep, it's so minor, but you made the adjustment.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. All right, James. Oh, I've seen your deadlifts before. So James is doing something I've asked him to do. He's lifted the ground higher. Sometimes if we have a little bit of mobility access issues, I say let's bring the barbell up so we can get an appropriate position to load from, and that's what he did. So I'm excited to see this. Love your focus before the lift. James, this is gorgeous. Tish, I'm glad you're still here. You can see right in the beginning for a microsecond, see how his hips are a little too low? And then he kind of goes up. His torque is much smaller than yours. But he goes, and then there's tension, and then he starts to lift. But after one rep, the hips start higher and it straightens out. So you'll feel that too, Tish. Like once you set that line for your hips, your body will remember and it will correct it on the way down. James, I am so in love with this video. Oh, I love the power at the top. I love the flat back. I love the dead stop. Yeah, good power here. This is where you should live for a little bit. And here's what's cool, guys, for anybody that's like in this position. So what James is going to do is he's going to work this position, and then he's going to swap out these 45s on the ground and maybe put 25s, put a thinner plate, and then work the load up again, and then drop again and work the load up again. I could not be happier with this progression, my friend. All right, Ryan. Oh, we got a big weight. Oh, wow, God, you've come so far, Ryan. Oh my God. Feet are stable. Your knee is looking strong too, man. No deviation, good pressure. Guys, notice how like Ryan kind of gets loaded in the pocket there. He doesn't mess around. He just stays put and he keeps pushing, right? That's the cool thing with lifting. And you're like, oh my God, he's got more. Yes, this is how these reps should look. You want to have that kind of load and that pressure. That's the intensity we want. Now, question for you. Are you still on the call, Ryan?
Yes.
Why do you not want to face into your rack? Or is this for the video for me?
No, I like facing out better than facing the wall.
Okay. Well, I hear you. I just think it's safer to face in because if you've got to bail that bar, the bar has somewhere to go and you have somewhere to go. That's all. Just something to consider.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, have you had to bail on this rack before?
I have not, no. I have
Uh,
practiced a couple of times though.
Yeah, and you do have these safety rigs too. I as long as you feel very safe, I've just always trained facing with barbell, like coming off the rig. So if you've got to dump it, you can dump it back. But I hate to tell you, I don't have anything to say, but you're awesome. This was great. Not only the composure of your form, the way you stayed in it, you're a perfect example of what a set of four should look like. It should be like 1, 2, 3. Fourth one was kind of tough. It's like by the second one, you could really see Ryan was like under strain. We want that kind of level 8, 9, 10 output or exertion rate on these sets. So wildly good. And by the way, coming off of that knee healing is just amazing. This is so good.
Thanks, Jen. I
Yeah,
remember
pretty
the
soon you're
first
not
one I
going to need me
submitted
anymore. This
and
is really upsetting. Oh, what's up, Dip? This is nice. So I'm just a little,
So
yeah.
sorry. I'm just trying to get my video on. Yeah. No, I put this up because am I going wrong somewhere? Because the movement pattern is very important here. It's there in the Arnold throwback program,
Yeah.
and I don't want to sort of get the movement wrong. Is the
Well,
movement and the stretch fine?
yeah, oh, yeah. No. I mean, what I like, what I would say is, can you see how this angle is still closed?
Right. Yes.
So that's where you'll get, and what we think is it's like, oh, my triceps, but to me, what it's coming from is probably a little bit of your lats. So next time you do this, I would like take that fascial roller. I think you and I've talked about this before, or maybe I talked about it with Ben.
Yes. I use that for the front squats. Yes.
Oh, and did it help?
Yeah, it does. It did a lot.
Yeah. You got to think, guys, in our daily lives, we're doing a lot of pulling, right? I open doors, I hold my purse, I hold grocery bags. So this gets a little bit tight in here. Our biceps and our lats get tight. That's the only thing I'd say, because I see what you're doing is, I mean, listen, you're arching a little bit. This is all fine, but why not open that angle a little bit more? But I think it's coming from your lat. But this looks smooth. You look like you're in control. I like your head position. I just, take it further. And you can also change the angle a little bit too.
Yeah, that's what. So would it be better if I put the bar above?
I would say go one a little higher. So play with that.
Right.
Again, it's like that too hot, too cold, just right. Put one a little higher and be like, oh, yeah. That's giving me access to a better range. Play with it.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course, man. I love your submissions. All right, Candace. Loan the barbell. Oh, I didn't hit play. Oh, look at that green girls bar. You're so cool. Oh, gosh. Beautiful. So this is an exercise. It's called the landmine. It's a really fun way to train. So you have a barbell anchored at one end. Candace, I actually really like this, but what I would do is 2 tiny things. Kind of like what we saw with the other rowing video. She's getting a little closed off. Okay, it's going a little high into her traps. And Danielle, what I'd rather have you do, I said Danielle, Candace, what I'd rather have you do is pull a little bit lower towards your hips. So let's take your feet and move them up like 3 inches. Okay. And this weight, instead of hitting above your chest, will hit below your chest. Okay. It's going to put the barbell in a better spot for more back load. Now, I actually love how I'm seeing this hinge. I could take a little more knee bend, tiny. It's almost like an RDL position that we saw in Melanie earlier. So I don't mind this backside load, but what you see is we're compromising the row just because where it's hitting you. So Candace, just think of it this way. See, the Swiffer works look at that. It's perfect. So instead of here we are pulling up here, step a little closer and let the weight hit you a little bit below your chest line. That's how I land mine. You want it right here. Now, I know in pumping iron, Arnold looks a little higher, but let's for your body, let's try it lower. I like this position more for you. Okay? And hit it there. And the weight will stop you, right? And sometimes what I'll do instead of using big plates, I use lots of smaller ones. So the big, like the 45s or the 10s, like they're too wide and it changes my range of motion a little bit. So, I mean, I'm only 5'6", so I would use like 4 10s over 145, right? And then I can get that barbell closer to me. So something to consider. What time do we start? Okay, we're doing great. Yeah, cool, Stefan. Thanks for coming, man. Always great seeing you. Final stretch here. Yay, Cece.
Hey, Jen.
Hi, babe. Okay. So 2 things I want to talk about. One, what kind of shoes are those?
They're they're supposed to be the Noble cross trainers, I believe.
Okay, they feel okay. The heel looked a little questionable, but your feet look stable. So as long as you feel stable, I'm on board. I am so pleased with the way your depth is changing. But one thing I see as you go back, I want to make sure your abs are staying connected up top. Okay?
Okay.
And what I mean by that, I'm gonna come back to your video. I talked about this with Ben Riley at Iron Ticket Day. So you're here, right? We're locked in. Your first action and Ben's first action, ironically, was this. And what I'm asking about is like, I want your rib cage. This is what I talked about with the tricep. I need this to be connected, because if we break your core back here and go down, we're going to put a lot of pressure into our low back and we're losing our core support. So what I'd rather have you do, right, is you start to go down first and then you go into a hinge. Right? So you are going this. And by the way, you've got such beautiful mobility in your shoulders and your thoracic spine that your body's like, it's cool. We got it. Right? It looks pretty perfect. But as that bar loads, you're going to be like, oh, I don't know if I can maintain this. And your back's going to get a little angry. So I'm always like this. From the front, looks like this. I go down till I can't anymore. Then I do a little hinge. Right? From the side. I've got my butt on. I go down, hinge, drive together. And I'm a low bar squatter, so I'm down like this. See the difference versus letting it go. And that's all I'm saying about your abs here, honey. So find someplace in the middle to keep that connected. But it looked good. You look strong. I can see all the classes and you even coming to my class so consistently. The workouts are paying off for you clearly in the app. But like, I can see, I'm looking at this video. These are those 10s or 25s?
They're 25s.
Yeah. So you got 100 pounds on the bar. This is good. Your legs are strong. I like this position.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, honey, I'm pretty happy with all of this. I got to be honest, but just keep that core connected, because you're going to be you're already a great squatter. You're going to be a really good squatter, but we just need to make sure we're prepping your core for what's to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah, girl, you make me proud. Nice. Okay, Mikolaj. Okay. Dumbo rows. This is farther than there's a bit of extreme angles happening here. So there's a pretty harsh Mikolaj, there's a pretty harsh angle here on your neck to your thoracic spine. You are quite a mobile person. So I actually think with people like you that are, I would consider hypermobile, we actually have to just set some gentle boundaries with to keep the tension where we want it. So I do love, I mean, he's wearing the perfect shirt. I mean, you can see his lats, this line of lats to his shoulder. He pulls up and back. I actually love the open angle of his chest. He's pulling towards his hip, but there's a big swing of your neck. What I'd rather do is have you stay at this angle with your head straight. So keep your hips back, head in this straight line throughout the movement and take away the rest of that overreach, that over big head. Oh, see, now he's changing it per rep. So that's better. So if you can keep, I would say, protect this line and protect this position, Mikolaj. That's where I want you. That's where you belong. So you've just got a lot of room to play with, just which requires you to have a boundary. So I would keep you here. I wouldn't go any longer or lower. The dumbbells can, like, if you just straightened your arms from here, it's enough. That's enough. So put a little bit more end caps on the range of motion, and I'm going to be really happy with these. You're moving them well, so you could probably go a little heavier as well. We've got a foam roller bench press. Great. This looks pretty darn good. Only thing I would do, I was maybe move out your feet just a little bit because your feet look a little bit close to you. And the dumbbells are kind of at that clavicle height. Let's just bring them down a little bit. Let's bring them down to, again, that like the nipple to pec line. So if we just move them down ever so slightly, you're going to be in a really good position to press. All right. Awesome submissions though. And I got to say it. Look at his abs when he exhales. Great. He engages. Great brace, great connection. This is a beautiful thing. I would just, again, move those feet out a little bit and bring the weights down just slightly. Great submissions. How many more do we have? Okay, we'll get this one. I always try to ask for maybe 2 submissions so I can get to everybody's, but we'll go for 3 with Mike. So we've talked about hypermobility with him before. This is just farther than you need to go. I would stop right at the knees and pick up heavier weights. Also see how there's space between him and the dumbbells. I want those dumbbells right on your shins, my man. Stay a lot closer. You've got great load. You've got great position. I can do this too. Like, I'm very mobile. It's not the best for the load. So stop at that upper shin and pick up heavier weights, and I'll be happy with these. All right, I'm going to keep moving. Can't load. Okay, Mindy. So your hands look, Mindy, are you still here, honey?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I think your hands are a bit too wide, and I can tell because you get down and you're kind of like you're moving forward like this. So I would bring those hands in a little closer, okay? And similar to what I was talking about with Cece, I like a little arch, but don't lose this ab connection. Okay, like the way I'll come back to your video in a second. The way I look at lat pull downs is like I'm a human wine bottle. So as I pull down, I think about floating my rib cage up. This is going up as this is pulling down. So you were just a little too wide, and you're kind of like arching like this, right? So bring it in, wine cork up, and you can literally see my abs turn on, right?
Yeah.
That's what we want. It's gonna keep it where you want it, right? Like you wouldn't do a pull-up out this wide. So think about how would I do a pull-up, right?
Okay.
I wouldn't pull up here and I wouldn't pull up out there. But try to find that sweet spot for you as you pull. And an arch is okay because I do want that mid to upper back to be pulled, like we're pulling into position through here. But I don't want you to totally lose connection to the bridge here, because even though our legs are on the pads, I still want you to keep the lower and upper body connected with your core. Okay.
Okay, got
The only
it.
other thing,
Thank you so much.
it looked really light too. So
Yeah, that was actually after I had done 3 sets, and my husband was like, I think you're swinging it too much, or you're leaning back too much." And I said, "You know what? Take a video. I don't know."
I see what you mean. So to me, if that's the weight that you feel the most in control of, slow down. That's always the answer, guys. Then just slow down and let gravity be the next step. I think I think you got out of you just looked really wide. And that's why you were almost, because like that's when you're too wide, you have more variables. When you're a little bit more packed in, it takes out that kind of wobbliness. Okay.
Okay.
And
Well,
you
I think
can
you're going to
see
get
it.
to a couple more of mine, but I actually have to go to my PT appointment. I'm here in the parking lot, so.
No.
Go.
Wait for bench press. Where's bench press? Did you submit next to each other? Maybe it's the one that won't download. Is this you?
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Wait for bench press. Let's do it real quick because you said you were being stuck.
Yeah, I just can't get stronger.
Yes, you can. This is awesome.
Okay. I'm just weak.
Nope. What this is going to come down to is I want you to open your hands slightly wider. You're not using enough of the big muscles. You're gripping really close. So just open those hands up a little bit more. Your form's not far off. I actually talked to Coach Nick about you before the call. We got to bring the intensity up. So to me, you need to be working with a spotter. If you got someone to video you, have someone spot you. Like these reps look great, but like that's not intense enough. Put more weight on the bar. And if you have a spotter that helps you through the last 2 reps, fine, but that's how you're going to break through.
Okay. Got it.
I promise you're strong enough. This position looks good. I know you. I know your body. I know you're strong enough. Add more intensity. Open those hands a little bit. You're going to have a breakthrough moment. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Have fun at PT.
I'm sorry, I have to go. I'll see you all
I'm
soon.
I'm glad we got to you. Okay. See you, babe.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Here we go, Paul. Oh, great. More rear flies. So as we discussed, it was the first video of this section. If the head is tucked, we're going to have a hard time expressing with an open chest into a deeper back. Now Paul, you're coming pretty far, but I would still take your head up into a neutral position. So instead of being tucked, just in the middle, and I would lengthen those arms out a little bit more. I rear fly like with like not straight, but like I'm not bent. Like I have like a micro bend, maybe a little bit more. And you've probably got like a 50% bend on those elbows. Yeah. So what's tricky is when you have that much bend, it's going to go right into your traps. Try to go a little bit more mid back. I like everything else happening here, Paul, though. I really do. But lift your head, because it sounds funny, guys. If your chest is closed, you can't get to your back. Look at me, right? You can't go into your back. So I always think when I do a rear fly, I open my chest like this. Okay? Really think about that rib cage movement. We're going to hit shoulder presses next. Here we go. Notice how he put his feet hips width apart. That's exactly what you want. Nice shelf here, Paul. I like this control. Yep. You can see it's starting to get a little tough, and he just doubles down on his lower body. His hips are tight. His brace is on. He stays focused. Yes, he gives me the side view. Yep. These look great. Great control. Paul, you've come so far. Awesome. Remember, even though it's an upper body press, his legs are very, very involved. That was awesome. I don't really have any notes on that. Looked great, Paul. All right, guys, last 3 videos. Emily, where is yours? Are you at the end? Maybe it was the one that didn't load. I'll go back for it. Love the music, Andy. Perfect shoes, great brace. Yeah. So only thing I'm gonna say to Paul is it's kind of what I said to Cece. Just be thoughtful. That first action, right? He flared his hips back right there. It's so minor, but stay connected. Good torso, good load. I mean, this is a painting, right? Really, really great. His eyes are forward. He's connected. He's loading wonderfully. His feet aren't moving around. He's got the perfect background music. Andy, I'm really impressed with these. I'm really impressed with these. Let's see how the set plays out. Yep. So now he's starting to feel that load. He's taking time in between reps, which I like. He doesn't change his composition as it gets harder. He just refocuses, redrops in, and stays in the pocket. Oh, great set. See how he's starting to get out of breath? Great example for everybody, Andy. Oh, more. Drive. Nice. So I'm really curious what set he's on and what he's doing. I probably, if I was coaching him, I'd be like, throw in 10 more pounds, do it again. You know, he was struggling, but he's got more in the tank. Those are great reps. I was really, really happy with those. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Here we go. I was like, did I pass it? Okay. I need to tell everybody, Emily and I have been working on this clean and jerk. So here we go. I'm going to let it play.
It's the first move of the clean and jerk.
So you're doing the clean.
I try to involve my hips, like you said the last time.
Yep. So what you're technically doing is a clean pull, which is the precursor to a power clean. A clean pull, and I'm going to show you what's happening. You're never catching the bar. You need to allow your hands to roll around the bar. And I'll show you with the Swiffer. So this is actually a textbook clean pull. So she starts loaded. This is gorgeous, right? What I'm liking is this loaded composite. Arms are long, core is on. She's like a bow and arrow. She's pulled and primed to spring into action. She loads. You're pulling a little early with your elbows. Elbows should be last. Okay. Mm-hmm. It is the hardest thing about Olympic lifting is the patience through this graceful, violent movement, right? So your elbows pulled a little soon.
Okay.
But I'm going to show you something here. This is called triple extension. Her ankles are all the way extended. Her knees are still a little bent, but close. Hips almost fully extended. You want to see 1, 2, 3, and then the elbows happen last. And so the clean pull is what this is. It's a nice expression, and you stop right here. The clean is catching into front rack, which is what that front squat position is. Exactly. So, and you get to here. But what you need is the bar to flip around. So let me just show you real quick. You're by the way, so improved from the first time, Ben. So
thank you.
Yeah, no. So as you go here, let's take off the slippers. As you go here, right? We're gonna stand. Look at how my arms are still not bent. I'm still loading. Now I go up to here. I'm on my toes. My knees, my hips, then my elbows go. And by the way, I'm not pulling. I've created so much momentum from the ground that my arms are just following through on this bar path. And when this floats, all I have to do is pop under it. So what I need from you is when you get to here, think front squat. We're not going to drop into it yet, but just think front squat. You know that position, okay? We've been working that position. And now that happens is when you go here, it's almost like, I call it that Michael Jordan moment. It's like hang time. The bar is floating in space because you've created this momentum, and your hands, right, they just gently float around and they catch. Whereas you were like, you were trying to pull it toward you. You've got to have this kind of tension but control around the bar because the hands just glide. Now, it takes time to learn that, but the fact that I've already seen you come this far in 2 weeks, you're going to get it. I have been Olympic lifting since I was 18, and I'm 43, and I'm still tweaking stuff. So I feel like Olympic lifting is like golf. If anybody has golfed before, every time you swing, it just feels a little bit different. And then you go from like a 3-iron to a 4-iron. You're like, well, now that feels different, right? So every time it's just a little bit of a collection of data. So just keep that in mind. What you should do is then think about this pull. So don't worry about the turnover yet. Do a few clean pulls. Really getting that momentum. And I really want you to wait because you got to hear when you started pulling your elbows. Wait, then pull. Okay? And then start to work into that front catch.
Yeah,
Does that make sense, babe?
Yeah, is it better to practice slowly the movement or just with speed? Because the speed do the
both. Olympic lifting, like when I'm prepping and when I'm trying to get like my shit together with lifting, I go slow. Like, so I'll go like position 1, position 2, position 3, position 2, position 1, 2, 3, 4. And I make stops along the way to warm up every single time I train because I need to remind this dusty brain where I'm supposed to go. You know? So I like it. And then once you kind of lay that patterning, then add a little momentum. But start lighter. Then, I know you don't have the regular bars, but start with the lighter one. Then grab a heavier one. And then you'll know when you're like, okay, I'm out of my league because I can't feel it or I'm pulling too soon. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You bet. Oh, thanks, Zoe. She went up. It's so funny. So does Adam. It's an ongoing joke in the group. He wants arms like me too. That's why people joke he always wears long sleeves around me. What can I say? It's not my fault. Actually, I should show you a picture of my mom and dad from the 70s. You're like, oh, I understand why Jen looks this way. Okay. Oh, good. Lisa. Okay, so this is the last video, and then I'm going to take 10 minutes to answer a few questions from the questions this morning, and we'll be ready to go. Okay. This is a supported row. One of my favorite ways to train. Oh, this is a tough, I see. Okay. Nice. Okay. So this is just a tough setup period for Lisa. Lisa, I commend you for your creativity. Usually when I set up a supported row at an incline, I already have the weights kind of like sitting next to the bench and I reach and I grab them. She doesn't really have the luxury with this setup, so she's a little limited. I am noticing a trend in all of our rowing today. So see how she's pulling and the shoulder is closing a little bit. And part of what's happening is the bench. And so what I'd like to do, Lisa, what I'd love you to try, instead of putting your chest up here, gosh, I'm trying to think how I can show you in my own house. Oh man, you guys, I almost want a bench in my living room now. I would rather have you put your feet like down here. Okay. So instead of kind of being vertical like this, bring your feet down, let your hips and chest be flush with the bench. So maybe I can draw you guys a picture. I know this is ridiculous,
I'm up
but
there because I mean, if I go down further, my face is planted into the bench.
Part of what's happening, this is why I'm saying I'm commending you. This is just the worst machine for like these old machines are built for like bigger bodies. You and I, like I'm like, I can't believe she's doing it. This is really creative because like as you said, like you said your face might be there, but you can fix it. All you have to do is arch your upper spine a little bit. So the way I'm trying to think, what do I have in my house to show you that this can work? Oh God. Okay. You guys just gotta bear with me. What I would rather have you do, Lisa. By the way, if there's another bench, like a flat bench, and then you can just take like a plate and put it under one end of the bench and make your own incline, that would be step one.
How much of an incline do I need?
Only as long as your arms are, girl. We don't need that far. I do this all the time with my clients at the gym. I just mix shift my own lean. So like, and I can only show you from one side because I'm trying to do this on a couch. But like what I would do is my feet are long and my hips are on the bench and my chest is like this. So imagine that crazy bench that you're on. My feet, my legs are straight. My toes are tucking and my butt is on. And I'm instead of Lisa, you like kind of being crunched forward like this, I want you to arch your upper spine a little bit. And this is how I supported row.
So you're just supporting it in the lower body, not
I put my ribs
because it says
down.
chest supported row, so that's what I was doing.
Technically, this is a bit better. I have breast material. It's really that's awkward because then we have to do this if our chest is down. So I like to put the very, very top of my ribs down. And you could even, if you want to roll a towel or like you can put a little mat under here, but I support here and my hips. And so, like I said, I'm like this and I'm rowing like that.
Okay.
And by the way, it's still chest supported. I mean, it's because I have pressure in my upper body, but I just think if you're going to put your chest down, you have nowhere to go. You just have nowhere to go.
Well, yeah, because like the weights run into the bench.
That was the other thing I saw.
Like I can't.
Can you take that incline down a little?
The weights hit the bench, and like that's it.
Can you take the incline down one level?
I can.
Yeah.
I mean, is it? Should I can swap the exercise too. I mean, if I can't figure out the bench, should I just swap it to a different row?
Yes. I love chest supported rows. Because it turns on my whole posture. I like what it does to my butt, my back, like that position. It's so good. It's such a good. So let's try it this time. And if you struggle, just text me in the app, okay? And we can talk through it. But what I'd rather have you do is take the angle down one, let your ribs, hips be on the bench with straight legs, and those toes are digging in. And then you just row, and you'll be able to, I bet, like, because of the angle, you won't hit those weights into the bench so quickly, and you'll be able to get that full range.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a trick. Right when I saw it, I was like, she is impressive. I would have probably given up. So give that a shot. And then otherwise, yeah, we can swap it. But yeah. All right, Ken, see ya. I know everybody's got to go. I know it's been 90 minutes. Okay. So that was the last video. Thank you for everybody that submitted. I think there was only 2 questions that came up in the app. Wait, 1, 2. Oh, yeah, 2 questions. One was Carly Miller. She's been lifting and training and has a powerlifting competition coming into the month of January. And I had Coach Nick go and answer her in there. So Carly, just so you know, Nick went ahead and answered you directly in the app because he is a bit more skilled on the whole cutting, prepping situation. And then what's it called? Mindy, we already discussed her bench press rate. That was the other big one. She was talking about, I wanted to address this because she's like, I mean, maybe, you know, my progress is slow. Is it a female thing kind of a thing? You know, guys, women are going to be naturally weaker in their upper body than men, of course, but it doesn't mean we're not going to progress to our levels of strength. And usually it comes down to position or intensity. So just like I did with Mindy today, I looked at her position, which her hands are a little bit more narrow. When your hands are narrow, you're using smaller muscles. So that was number one. Number two, intensity. So girls, just know that, like, you know, I'll never, even at my absolute best, I'll never bench as much as Adam or Ketch. Certainly not Nick, because he's a world champion, but I can progress my levels with position and intensity. So just know that, like, that's there for you in any movement. Being a woman does not make you weaker. Okay. Just want to make sure that's really clear to all of you. And the only other thing that came up, it was a great question. Lydia, one of our other Iron Ticket winners, had submitted that she's in the last day of her current program, and it was the second time through this foundation. As we all know, I think Ketchel did the foundation program for 2 years and just kept progressing and progressing. Okay. But specifically, she's talked about she's been in the starting from scratch program, and she's done that for twice in a row. And her question was, should I move up to intermediate? And then by the time she finished her message, Lydia, by the time you finished your message, you were like, I think I should go up in my intermediate. I love the questions that you guys answer yourselves. Yes, your instincts are right. If you've done the starting from scratch program twice in a row, yes, move up to intermediate. Her next question is, do I go, should I switch from muscle building to fat burning? I'm not sure what to do. So I want to break something to you guys. We're all building muscle in all of these programs, male or female. Okay. Now, Lydia, if you have fat that you want to lose and you've been doing muscle building, yeah, switch to fat burning. Switch to it and take it on for a cycle. See how your body responds. But if that's what you want to do, doing the intermediate program on foundation is still going to build muscle. It's still going to build strength. So if you're in a position where you're like, I want to get stronger, but I want to lose fat, do fat burning, because you're still getting stronger over here with all this programming. Okay. I want to remind everybody that the nutrition tracker is free in here. It doesn't cost anything more to use. Lydia, I know you said you were struggling with some of that. Use the tracker. It's free. It's a resource for you. And you have 4 coaches in here that care, that can answer questions when you guys get stuck. Okay. That was everything I had. I love all you guys. Thank you for the hellos and for hanging with me. It's been so great to see all of your progress. And I'm just so glad I got to see you as the holidays have kicked off. So I will be available. I'll have my phone for a while through probably next Monday or Tuesday, but then I'm gonna be camping out of sight for a while. So use me all the next 5 days if you get stuck. I love you. I'm proud of you. Remember to have some fun, please. Okay. Maybe, you know, Santa brings you a little coal. Maybe that's okay, right? Don't take it all so seriously. All right. I love you guys. I see you in the app, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Jen.
You guys are the best.
Thanks, Jen.